Okay, I'm going to share a little secret with you guys about troubleshooting or learning just about anything. Most of the challenge that exists is finding the information you need when you need it. Let me go to just basic computer troubleshooting. Now, this is one of my expertises. It's something that I've been very successful with over the years. If there's something that I don't know, I go and I learn it, and I learn it relatively quickly. I have always had an understanding ever since the possibility existed, that the information is out there. And the better the internet got, the better the information, the more accessible that information was. So I basically got my start in computers and in technology by having the understanding, and not a technical understanding that most of you, or the technical understanding that most of you would think it would be. The understanding that I have is that the information is out there, and it's not in gigabytes and megabytes and hard drive this and memory that and processor speed this. It's in regular, normal, everyday language. What do I mean? I mean Google, which is the search engine of the time period right now on the internet. Google knows where just about everything that you need on a day-to-day basis is. So let's just say that, well, here's a real-life example from yesterday that happened to me. It's been a while since I needed this, but I had just had my laptop redone at our tech support department of the company. And anytime I send my laptop in, it never gets returned to me the way that I desire it to work. Things are missing. I have to put things back. Basically, I have to put everything back where it goes. It's never taken as it is, the bad stuff cleaned off, and then everything that I have where I want it, put back on it. So there's always some work to do, and I've just grown to expect it. It doesn't bother me any less, but that's just the way it is. My point is that whenever I would try to type, my touchpad, or my fingers, would touch my touchpad. The touchpad is down where my thumbs are, and so I would have trouble because I would start to type something, try to get something done, or even just something as simple as answering an email, and my cursor would fly across the page or fly up into another place, and then I would look up. Now I hunt and peck. I'm not the fastest typist in the world, and so I'm typing, looking down at my keyboard, and then I'll look up, and lo and behold, my finger must have touched the touchpad, moved the mouse, clicked on the cursor, and caused my words to be typed in the middle of a paragraph. Now, some of you may be having this problem, so here's the solution. You have to turn the taps off. You have to turn the taps off on your touchpad. Now, here's the challenge. The Dell computer, the Dell laptop that I use on a day-to-day basis for work, does not have the Dell touchpad driver with the tool or the choice to turn off this clicks. It's actually called taps, is what it's called. Basically, it's designed so that you can actually move your mouse around with your touchpad on your laptop, and when you want to click on something, you can tap your touchpad, and that clicks the button as though you were using a mouse clicking on the mouse button. Well, that seems to be convenient, except when it has this other effect of causing your cursor to jump around on the screen. Well, I fixed this in the past, and I knew that I had done it, but I want to run you through the process of the way I think about it. So I think to myself, okay, so I know that there is a little piece of software that I need to install on my Dell laptop to fix the ability to tell it to turn off the taps. Since it's not already installed, the touchpad just works, but it doesn't have this extra control to it. So what do? Well, I go to Google, of all places, and I type in exactly what I want. And this is the problem or the misconception that most people don't get. I type in exactly what I want, okay? Not kind of what I want, exactly what I want. And I start there. And if that doesn't get me what I want, then I back off a little bit. So what I did was I typed in Dell, touchpad, driver, and the model number. And I think it's like a Dell Latitude E6150, something like that. Okay, so I actually typed in Dell, touchpad, driver, Latitude, E6150. Enter. First few things that pop up are links right to Dell's website. I look around on Dell's website for a few minutes. I find the driver that I need. I download the driver. I install it, just like any other program. Download, click on the exe, the executable file. Install it, run through the installation process, which in case you're not aware of that is yes, go, next, 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 go, next, yes, okay, until you're done. You just follow it through, okay? It installs the touchpad driver. I now have a little program down by my clock that's been installed that looks like a little touchpad. I click on it. It pops open the controls. I look through the controls. One of the tabs says taps on it. I uncheck taps, turning taps off, and the problem is resolved. Now, describing that actually took longer than the actual process of fixing it. All to tell you that anything that you need is actually out there. So here's another example. Let's just say that you have an error message that pops up on your computer. I did this last night too. I was trying to transfer a huge 2 gigabyte file from one area to another. I edit a lot of videos, and some videos get quite large. This video happened to be 2 gigabytes, and for some reason, I was trying to move it off of my phone onto my computer, and I was getting this error message. So what do I do? Do I just give up and think that my flash drive's broken or the file's corrupted or whatever? Well, every time I tried to move it, it told me something very strange, that I didn't have the right diskette in. And I'm like, what the heck is it even talking about? Okay, first of all, it's not a diskette, right? But second of all, this is just a very strange message. I've never heard it before. I've never had to troubleshoot before. I don't know what to do about it. So what do? I go to Google, and I type in the exact message, word for word, letter by letter, space by space, that is showing up on my screen. And lo and behold, there's a couple references to that exact message. One of those solves my problem. It ended up being that whenever you have the autoplay for all devices turned on, you have a very large file, especially on some types of flash drives. In this case, it was a little SD card adapter flash drive, USB drive, and for some reason, with that drive, it would time out in the middle of trying to transfer this large file. It's just too big, and it causes weird problems because the autoplay starts to turn on and see what's going on, and somehow it causes this message. Well, by turning off autoplay, and I basically just followed the instructions on this website. Do this, do that, do this, do that, and uncheck this. Boom, done. Problem solved. As soon as I did that, the file transferred with no errors whatsoever. Now, am I a genius? No, I know how to look stuff up. All right, I know how to look stuff up. So this can apply to everyday things that you need to do as well. Okay, YouTube has a video demonstration of just about everything. I'm not really a car guy, and most of the repair work or the things that I've done to my own car in the last probably 10 years now, but for sure the last few, have been because I've needed to do something to my car. I've looked it up on the internet, and lately I've found a YouTube video to tell me exactly how to do it. So I actually found a video. I had some door problems. We had bought this new car that was really cheap, and it needed some work. And I had some problems inside of the door. The window was falling down and not going back up, and there were some other issues inside the door panel. So what I did was I looked up this car and the problem I was having and tried to fix it. And what came up? A video of somebody disassembling that exact door that I needed to take apart, told me where every single screw was, undid it so I could see everything, so I didn't feel like I didn't know what I was doing. I actually had just consumed the experience right from that video and was able to follow it step by step be able to take the thing apart, do a temporary repair so I can then get a long-term repair done to this window. And so everything was right there exactly when I needed it. So I just want to let you guys know that today's troubleshooting is not because some tech guy is a genius. Okay? It's because they know how to find the information. Now, as we go along, I will teach you all kinds of great stuff. That's because you're here, you're feeding on this information, okay? But don't think that I'm some kind of brilliant genius about this stuff. No, I just have either done it before, had the experience behind me, or found a reference that shows me how to do it, all right? So that's the real secret. If you need to know how to do something, look it up, all right? If you need help figuring out what to type in or how to ask the question, let me know and I will help you figure out the strategy. And usually it's just in plain English exactly how you're thinking it. Maybe you remove a couple of filler words, but other than that, you ask it exactly the way that you were thinking it anyway. All right? Good luck with that. Take it to heart. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Love you.